intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Miles Sanders, the rookie second-rounder from Penn State. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Well, the Cardinals last year, of course, struggled 3-13, but 2 of their 3 wins came against these 49ers. In fact, the Cardinals have beaten the Niners 8 consecutive times. Last time San Fran beat Arizona was 2014. And remember, these are clubs that meet twice a year. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 13. Check 13.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
56.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now Garoppolo. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really like.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They start on the ground here at Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go.
On 1st down, Coleman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, with that...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Ready,
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down.
Watch out. Watch out. Show it up.
From the gun on third down, Murray. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
Here we go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
A pass down the middle is fought for and hauled in. 27 yards there, a first down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
12 more yards there and another first down. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
65. 21.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate... Ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And down he goes goes. The 49ers get there. Jason Verrett, he'll get the sack as he provides the heat off the corner.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
Second down, Murray sets to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Quan Alexander, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Murray. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. All day, dog.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Murray. That's Isabella open on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Deuce.
Murray now on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Darius Slayton, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
58, right over there. Right over there.
From the 25 on second down, Garoppolo looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. 15 yards on the play, first down. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season, really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington.
21.
Garoppolo on first down. Taking a shot for Samuel. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Here we go.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Mike, 55. Check 55. Mike. Watch. 2.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And now Garoppolo lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here we go. Like 80. Shoot. One, Omaha. He's checking.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for fourth down. On now is the 27-year-old rookie, Mitch Wisnowski, to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Coming, baby. Hey, check 24.
On second down, here's Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. Able to find Isabella. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. They'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
To throw on 3rd down. Murray is going to fire one deep. Middle of, this is caught inside the 15. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the 1st down to go along with it. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover it.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Miles Sanders with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
To try again after the sack. Garoppolo gets this one left side to Pettis.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Let's go.
At their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. It's run.
He'll have a first down past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 27 yards there, a first down. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So after the run for a yard, here comes 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a throw here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Set, ready. Go to base. 20 wheel.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Hey, switch gears. Switch it.
From the gun, Murray. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive in the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
At their own 27-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing on second down. Garoppolo over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Coleman has it here right side. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert!
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, but it's going to be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
11. Check three.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. Garoppolo finding his tight end Kittle, busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
At the 34-yard line.
4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3.
Watch the shit. Hey. 21. 21.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll go down at the 28. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here we go. 11. What? 12, fellas. Here we go. Check.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, a 22.
Here we go. Ready? Let's go, B. Let's go. Sit.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it second and goal.
12. Hey, let's go.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Mason Foster. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Take over first and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From his own end zone now, it's Murray. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. To throw is Murray. And Kyler Murray cannot get away. They drag him down to the end zone for 2 points. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First down, San Francisco.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch safety green. Watch safety green. White. Check 15.
Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Heavy on the edges. 65. 58. Bravo. 13.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Byron Murphy, the rookie from Washington. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Coming to you, coming to you. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Shift, shift.
On 2nd and 9, Murray. Escaping the pressure right. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
46-yard line.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Take 4, take 4.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant. No.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline. You need to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
He's coming, double up. 65.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Coleman. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
56. And we got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Check it back or check it.
On 2nd and 9, Murray over the middle. That's hauled in by Isabella. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray, and that will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Andy Lee now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back up.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. Dante Pettis, an 80-yard touchdown. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And nothing there on the return. They got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again.
Murray to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. So here's a big play for the Cardinals as they'll go for 2. Rifles one incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
12, fellas, here we go.
51. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Jim. Say
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. A nice little juke. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
watch the screen. Alert 3.
Six.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Jack.
They will run again with Coleman. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
Hey, go.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Check, check. Fresno.
On first down, Coleman. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
21. Here we go. Smart. No. Watch out. Show it up.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the Cardinals' 40-yard line.
Here we go. Ready? Lock. Tighten up. Twist.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Oh, no, he lost the football. Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Niners, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles.
So much more.